Welcome, my name's Kaz. You're here today with me for my mind and body class at Christchurch University, and we work alongside our parks and give you 6 classes a week. 5 classes a week now. They're going down. Tom doesn't do his on Tuesday morning anymore. All you need is a mat, no shoes, and we're going to get started. So come down onto the floor. Come down onto the floor into your child's pose. So our child's pose, we sit our bottom back onto our heels and we stretch our arms in front of us. If that's not comfortable, tuck them down the side here. And if you're thinking, well, this is really uncomfortable on my back, or your thighs are in the way for a bit of a reason, we've got tight hips, you can take your legs a little bit wider. We can always do the 1 potato, 2 potato with our head. So rather than take it right down to the mat, stack your fists and just rest them here. That also gives you a nice sort of release on your neck. Obviously, sometimes if we are forcing our head down to the mat, you're putting that pressure in your neck. So here we can just relax. And remember, I think I tell you every week, our heads weigh 11 pounds. That's a small baby that we carry around on our necks every single day. So just relax your head. Close your eyes. Let's just have those nice and relaxed and closed. And take some really deep breaths here. Remember our belly breaths. I think people are worrying about their breath again and holding it in when you walk past someone. But here in your safe space at home, remember your belly breaths really deep. So we take it in and then we open and expand our belly so that our diaphragm can come down, leave space for the lungs. When you think you've taken in enough, extend your belly a bit more and take in a bit more. And then exhale it all out and release all the bad stuff that you breathe in, pollution, all those toxins. Do that a couple of times for me. Just rest and ground here for a little bit. And breathe it out. Our yoga breaths in through our nose, out through our nose. It's not comfortable for everyone. If you've got hay fever today, then obviously through your mouth, whatever's comfortable. Come up onto your all fours. So we're going to have our wrists underneath our shoulders. Have a little look through and see that your knees just underneath your hips, yeah? This is our horse stance. So basically, have a little look in the camera. This is why it's always good to have your camera on so you can check out your form rather than just check out my form. So you have a nice straight back that's completely parallel to the ceiling. Someone can come along and have your lunch off it. We're going to do a nice cat stretch. So you're going to push your navel down, bring your back up, bring your chin to your chest. Get that really nice back stretch. And then we're going to sink down to the cow, which basically just means our little bottom gets up, our eye gaze comes up, and we sink our tummy down to the floor. Breathe in those belly breaths. And back into our cat stretch. Your navel gets pushed in, back up. Squeeze your abdominals in. We're not breathing in, we're squeezing in. And push down one more time. Into that cow. Oh, nice. Really stick your butt back. No one else can see you. It's just us. Oh, even when it goes on the YouTube channel, no one can see you. Just me now today. Curl your toes under and push back into your downward facing dog. So we're just going to do a nice little pulse raiser down here rather than our sun salutations today. So take your hips high into the air. And how do we do that? We push our chest towards our thighs. If we've got tight hamstrings, then we might not necessarily get our heels anywhere near the floor. That isn't part of a down dog. You should actually have your heels off the floor anyway. Yeah, that just shows if you get your heels down that you're super flexible with those hamstrings, and we work our calves a little bit more as well. So we're going to walk our feet out just to try and loosen them up if they are tight this morning. Work those calves. Heel down, heel up. Doesn't necessarily need to touch the floor. Ears in between our biceps. So just take your head side to side. Can you feel your arms? If you can, that's where they should be. Pushing our bottom up. Pushing that chest towards the thigh. And you're going to roll into your plank. Just roll into your plank. So let's have a little look. Are our shoulders over our wrists? We've got a nice straight back, squeezing our tummy, squeezing our bottom. Drop your knees down. And you're going to lower yourself down as slowly as you can, just halfway. Slowly, 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 halfway. And then you're going to come up for your cobra. Our cobra, we lift as far up as our navel. Our arms are tucked in, our arms are bent, our eye gaze is forward, thighs down. Point your toes if you can. So really think about what your arms are doing. Are those elbows tucked in or are they bent? We don't push all the way up here for a cobra because that is almost like a downward face, an up dog, but you don't have your thighs on the floor for that. So push back into that downward facing dog. We push back. We haven't had to readjust because the way we set up is perfect from the plank to the down dog into the cobra. You're going to take your right leg up in the air. Take your right leg up in the air. Try to think about not leaning to the side, but just level your hips. So if this is as far as your leg will go, leveling your hips, that's as far as it goes. We don't want to overextend. You're going to sweep your leg underneath and come into that lunge. Or it's going to depend on your hips. So if we can't get them straight between our hands, we can help our leg in. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to do that again. So if you think, oh, I can't do what she just said. So from that one leg up here, we can go, and we get it into place. This is our lunge. You're going to drop down to your knee and you're going to lift yourself up nice and slowly with a little back bend. Ooh, let's stretch that quad at the back. If we sit down a bit more, we stretch that thigh at the back there. We squeeze this bum cheek at the front. Hands back either side of your foot and take your back into your down dog. So we're not doing any sun sails up today. You're going to roll forward into your plank. Checking that out. Knees down. Squeeze your elbows in. Halfway, we come up for our cobra. So all we do, we lift our chest and our belly button off the floor if we can for that back bend. If it's too much, our baby cobra is just our chest, which is perfect. Yeah, if you've got bad back, don't go any higher than you can. Keeping those elbows tucked in and bent. This should be felt in the shoulders, the biceps, the triceps. It's still a move. Curl your toes under, push back into your down dog. So this time, our left foot comes up in the air. Remember, we want to keep our hips parallel to the floor so we don't take our leg up any further or bend it if it can't go. Get ready to sweep it underneath your chest and find your middle of your hands. That's it. Help it forward if you need to. Knee down at the back and arms up. Eye gaze up. That always sends up the back if you keep your eye gaze up as well. Hands down either side of that foot and push back into your down dog. So every time we inhale, it's on the exertion, okay? So when we do the move, so we're going to inhale to the plank. This is the move. There's your work. And then as we fall down, we exhale, squeeze as we come down, and we got to push up. So there's the inhalation. Pushing up, and then we relax, come down, exhale, push back into your down dog, and really, really push. Exhale here for a little more. Stretch on those hamstrings. Right foot comes up in the air. There's the inhalation. There's the work. And exhale to sweep forward. So we exhale, we make our lungs a bit smaller, gives us room for our knees. And we're going to stay on that lunge without our knee down if we can, and come up for our back bend here. If you've got the balance, if you do it nice and slowly, if not, back on our knee if we need to. One more time, hands either side of that foot, down dog. Really push into that down dog. We roll through to the plank. Roll through to the plank. Knees down, slow. Halfway up into that cobra. There's the inhalation. We exhale, we come down. We inhale to push back to that down dog. And we rise our left leg up in the air. Sweep it underneath, in between those hands. We stay up in this lunge if we can, as we rise nice and slowly. There we go. Wicked. So we're going to keep this nice flexion, extension in our spine, sorry. So hands back on the floor and just bring that back leg in. Just bring that back leg in. So we're going to get into our warrior one. I would love to see you get into your warrior one without me showing, just to see if we are picking stuff up over the weeks. So find your warrior one for me. I did this in my class yesterday live, and it was interesting to see what everyone did in their warrior one. So if you do this with me every week, I think I'm quite good at explaining stuff. We should get it. Come on. What's our warrior one? Right, we're going to break it down anyway. Right foot is forward. This back leg, or our left foot, is out to a 5-2 on the clock, or a 5 pass, depending on which way you're facing. Yeah, so, or it's to the corner of your mat. It's a very small angle. It's like about 15 degree angle. It's very, very small. Then we bend the front knee so that it's over our ankle. Our whole torso faces the front. We lift our arms up high, palms facing each other. There's your warrior one. Those that tempted to the side and arms out. Close enough. It starts with warrior, but it's got 2 after it. Eye gaze up. So we're going to keep that extension with the back going. Big breath here. And we are going to move into our warrior 3. We don't do this very often because it does require balance as well. Our warrior 3, you're going to tip your hands forward in front of you, keeping your palms facing each other. Bring your leg that's at the back in just a little bit, keeping that all that weight on that front leg, and lean forward. So this is balance. So if you didn't get it first time, get back to your warrior 1 legs. We know how to set those up. Front knee bent, back foot out to a 5-2, 5 past. There's your warrior 1, and into our warrior 3, bringing the back leg up. And here we want to keep nice and straight, a line that goes all the way from our fingertips to our heel. Another really great reason to stick your camera on so you can check your form. You could put your picture up so that no one else can, you're not looking at anyone else or comparing yourself to anyone else, just so you can check your form. If we don't do moves properly, there's no point to doing them at all. Bring your back leg down from that warrior, bring them together. If you can, feet together. If that's not comfortable, we've got knobbly knees, feet just slightly apart. If not, knees together. We're going to come into our chair pose. So from that warrior 3, all you've done is bring your legs together and you're going to sit down into our chair. Again, this requires a little bit of balance. So you want to be checking what your knees are doing. You want to make sure your knees are sort of in line with your toes, but no further over. We stick our bottom back. We lift our arms up so that there is between our biceps. There is your chair pose. This is a balance. If you bring your heels up, do you want to give it a go? Heels up. So it's exactly the same. You just rock a little bit forward. This is where it helps keeping our legs together for that bit of strength. Inhale on the work, remember, so that lift. And we exhale and we sink even deeper if we can. How's the quads feeling this morning? The butt, ooh. And come on up.
We're going to do our warrior one on the other side. Let's set it up. I'm going to wait for you to set it up before I've even said anything. Are we ready? Getting into that warrior one. It's looking good. Other leg. Knee over the ankle. This back foot. Remember, it's off to a very tiny angle. Corner of the mat. Whole torso facing the front. That leg at the front. That's where all the work is. Arms up high. There's our warrior one. Nailed it. Yeah, the only reason why we bang on about getting that right pose is to work the muscles that it's supposed to work. If we have our foot out at the back for a warrior two, when you turn your whole torso, you put so much pressure on your hip. So we want to aid it by taking that foot angle in just a little bit. And we really squeeze the glute to work and keep the pressure away from the hip bone. So we're going to get ready to come into our warrior three. So all we do is we tip our arms forward, put all that weight on the front leg and bring your back leg up nice and slowly. Have a little look, a nice straight line, as if someone could have lunch off your back. Try and lift that leg up a little bit more, Jacqueline. That's it, tip forward a bit more. Oh, yes, perfect. Oh, it's looking really good, really good. One more breath here. Bring your feet together. Sit back into that chair pose. We sink our butt down. We keep our toes just in front of our knees. Arms up here. If that's too uncomfortable, arms out in front. Yeah, we don't want to put too much discomfort into the body this morning. It's all about some stretch today. Big deep breath here. Sink a little bit lower if we can. Remember those belly breaths. Big exhale and come on up. Fab. Right, we're going to come down. So from your chair pose, come back into that kneeling lunge. So we already did this morning. Nice kneeling lunge. So this lunges shouldn't require balance really if we set them up properly. If you end up setting up your balance, your lunge, sorry, so that your foot is in line with your back knee, oh, that's when we do all of this. We want to just have that normal gap between our legs. So we have the knee down, that's your foot, and this front leg is next to it. We're not asking to keep in line. It's just a kneeling lunge. We've just dropped that. So try and get it nice and wide so you've got that balance. You're going to take, so if you've got your left leg in front of you, have a little look. Is that my left leg in front? Yes. Take your right arm over and lean into the left. If you've got the other foot, it doesn't matter. You just lean into the opposite side. We want to take a deep breath here and reach over a little bit more, but we don't want to be falling over to the side. Have a little look what your leg's doing. It is from up the middle to up that we're bending. We're not leaning the whole body over. It's the strength in the obliques. It's going to work the other side. Big inhale here, exhale, and swap it over. So remember, it's not a balance really. We just want it to be nice and secure. Hip width apart. There we go, nailed it. Take that other arm up. You can use your hand on your knee for a little bit of a rest. Yeah, a bit more balance maybe if you need to on out to the side. Take that arm right over, but watch what your knee's doing. Is that leaning? Is that, oh, we don't want it to lean. We want to keep that straight and just work the top of our body. So what you could do is take your hands and hold on to the outside of the knee and make sure that's not tipping to the side. A big inhale and you reach over a little bit more. Exhale and come back. Amazing. Right, we're going to come down to the floor and we're going to sit in our staff pose. We always channel our mountain pose in any pose that we do, which our mountain pose is our neutral pose. So that means we've got a nice, as if we've got a pole that runs all the way from our top of our head down. Yeah, it's just the easiest way to get into moves, to have a nice posture so we're not hunchback when we're older. Hands either side of your bum. I want you to flex your foot. We're going to start doing some proper hamstring stuff on the floor. So hands either side of your bottom, feet out in front, legs together if possible, foot flexed. This is our staff pose, but we channel that mountain pose. We hold our tummy in. We try and keep our back as straight as we can. We might have kyphosis, we might have lordosis. There's loads of stuff, but try and keep your shoulders nice and relaxed and your tummy in tight. And there we've got your straight. Yeah. Nice deep breath here. Feel that tummy push out. Fight it against your trousers, your pants, whatever you're wearing. And exhale really deep. From here, you're going to take your arms up really wide on the outside and bring them into your prayer position. And we are going to tip forward, fall forward, whatever you like to call it. But we don't reach. I think that's a very, very, they're three different words, really. A tip, imagine as if you are tipping forward. A fall, you just naturally come down. A reach, you tend to push further forward than you are actually coming down. So we just want to tip or fall as far as we possibly can. Remember to use that weight in your head. Use the weight to relax your arms down by your side. I'm not asking you to be touching your toes or trying to reach past them. We're working the hamstring for this as well. So try and keep your legs straight and your feet flexed so those toes are facing the ceiling. Hang the head really heavy. It's not until you focus on tension on your neck do you actually realize, oh, how much you've been holding it up all this time. Take a really deep breath in and rise up just a little bit. And as you exhale, how much deeper can you sink? Can you feel a little bit of pressure under the knee? You should be able to. It shouldn't be painful. It should just be a little bit. Oh, I don't normally go that stretchy. One more deep breath here. And breathe out. Come up into your staff pose. So our hands are next to our bottom. Nice relaxed shoulders. And you're going to lie back into your corpse pose or our Shavasana. Lie back. From here, you're going to bring your heels to your bottom. So if you can't see me, think about what I just said. Heels into my bottom. Yep, my knees are facing the ceiling. Lovely. My feet probably about shoulder width. Yeah, they're not together anymore. They're just on the outside, nice and relaxed. We're going to do a shoulder bridge. A glute bridge, sorry, not a shoulder bridge. Glute bridge. So that just basically means that we are focusing on those bum cheeks for a little squeeze. So hands flat on the floor if we can. And we are going to lift our bottom up high, pushing our hips towards the ceiling as high as you possibly can. Give your bum a little squeeze and then relax it, but don't come down after you've relaxed it. Just feel what your body does when you tense and release. So you squeeze a little bit. Does that take you up a bit higher? When you relax, does that take you down a bit? Or do you have that control in your legs to keep yourself up? Another squeeze. Really push it up. And then sink right down, taking your back down one vertebrae at a time. Oh, lovely. And sink down. Imagine as if you're being absorbed into the floor. Bring your knees into your chest for a little hug. Roll your back around, really ground that into the floor. Oh, lovely, lovely. So we've got an option coming up for our bridge. Place your feet back down on the floor. Feet back down on the floor. Our option for our bridge is one leg out. So if you like what she's talking about, have a little look. So we would come up into our bridge and we would straighten up one leg, trying to keep our hips parallel to the ceiling. Second option, taking both our legs straight. This requires a lot of strength in your bum, in your legs, or it could be a little bit uncomfortable on that lower back, so don't take it there. Stay in your knee bridge. or one. Give that a practice with one and then maybe swap that over. If you have lower back problems, do not take your legs out, please, please, please. And then back to both our feet on the floor, knees facing the ceiling. We want to remember when we do the other fancy stuff and we make it a little bit harder that we still remain in the same position. If you want to give this long one a go and you end up coming down here, there's no point to giving the long one a go at the moment. Big push up and sink down one vertebrae at a time onto the floor. Hug your knees in. Hug your knees in. So we do a nice little counter. Oh, rock it in. How can we get our back much further into the floor? Let's take it into our happy baby. We should all feel happy today. It's nice sunshine here. I hope it's where you are. Take your right hand inside your right foot, your left hand inside your left foot, and bring your knees into your armpits. So we're pushing down on our feet, just a small amount of pressure to release the hips, make them a little bit bigger. Yeah, this requires strength in our hip flexors. So it's a little bit of our hip flexors are designed to lift our legs. Yeah, and we've got our legs in the air right now. So this is a nice stretch on those. Have a little rock side to side, maybe. There we go. Imagine you are a happy baby in a cot, no worries in the world. And I want you to bring your legs down and bring the soles of your feet together. So we need to be bending our knees to do that. We're in the half butterfly position. So we've got the flat of our feet together, knees out wide. Again, opening those hips. So your knees are facing the side of the room now rather than the ceiling. Try and get them down as much as you can, unless you've got stiff hips and they don't go that far. And then we can finish off this pose by taking our arms up above our heads and grabbing onto our elbows. Yeah, so we've got our feet, soles together. They're in towards the groin. Our knees are wide and facing the side of the rooms now rather than the ceiling. We've taken our arms up above our head and we're grabbing those elbows for a little bit of a shoulder stretch. Taking that deep breath in, lifting your belly and exhaling here. One more deep breath in and exhale here. Take your legs long, bring your arms down by your side or take them out to the side, wherever's comfy. We are going to have our 2 minutes of peace today. If this is your only peace you're going to get, and if you're like, well, it's going to be all peaceful later, you probably still have thoughts in your mind that we are going to take away right now. So just relax. We're going to do a little body scan to take the tension away. So I want you to scrunch up your face, tighten up your jaw, squeeze your eyes together, and then relax that. Yeah, just open your mouth. No one else can see. Just open it and relax the jaw. You're going to take your shoulders all the way up to your ears, and then you're going to bring them down and feel your shoulder blades into the floor. Get them comfy. Scrunch your hands up. How much have you used your hands this morning? Scrunch them up and relax them. Squeeze your bottom tight and relax that. Pushing the back of our legs right into the floor, back of our knees right into the floor, and relax that. And feel the difference with you relaxing your bottom and your legs at the same time, how that turns your feet out maybe, because you've got no tension to hold them up anymore. You don't need it. Close your eyes, relax for just a few seconds here, for a little bit longer. Thinking about that control of your breath. Stay down. I'm going to stop talking for about 30 seconds and just try and clear your mind of everything. Easier said than done, but give it a go. and in your own time. Give everything a little bit of a movement, wrists, ankles, head side to side, roll onto your side and sit up, or sit on your bum cheeks in any way you get up. As I always do every single week, wish you a smashing Thursday and a great weekend. Take your arms up to the side, a really big stretch. Take your fingertips to the ceiling. Bring them down in front of you into that prayer position. Namaste. Don't forget our YouTube channel and all the other classes that we do. I'll see you in a couple of weeks.